enjoy this one right now and get ready for the next one.
Hey guys, we've lined up some pretty shocking moments from Jayson Tatum's career. Let's kick it off with number 15. The first shocking moment from Tatum's career that we're covering happens to be a stellar game that he had. The matchup came between the Boston Celtics and the New Orleans Pelicans back at the beginning of 2020. This was a big moment for him as he broke the 40-point mark for the first time in his career, dropping 41 points to be exact. He also was the key factor in a dominant 35-point blowout win that night. He dropped in 6 out of his 9 3-point field goals and made 16 out of his 22 attempts overall. Plus, he never turned the ball over in that game. It was a complete showing from the young superstar. Number 14. Unfortunately, Jarrett Allen was on the wrong end of a poster here. Tatum and the Celtics were down by 11 points with just over 2 minutes left in regulation against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Somebody desperately needed to make a play to keep the game alive. Tatum broke free towards the rim and exploded up into the air with Allen hoping to deter the shot. However, this was how it ended up going for him.
Can do this.
Yes, indeed. He just... Woo.
You gotta give it up to Allen though. The dude consistently jumps up with no fear of getting posterized whatsoever. Number 13. We'll just stick with the category of poster dunks here because Tatum has quite a few of those. In this matchup with the Philadelphia 76ers, Tatum showed his former teammate who's boss. Just check out this play of Tatum blowing past his defender before putting somebody on a t-shirt.
Looking at the numbers, they have only one win on the road against an over 500 team. Oh, Jayson Tatum!
Not only does Tatum blow by a top perimeter defender in the league in Ben Simmons, but he also got to stick it to his former teammate who left Boston. Talk about an emphatic play all around. Number 12. This next shocking moment will take us all the way back into Tatum's high school years, his senior season in particular. Tatum had just verbally committed to Duke University, so everybody started to tune into his games just to figure out if he was really the real deal. He went up against Bentonville High School and their superstar player Malik Monk, another highly sought-after talent. In the end, nobody was able to slow Tatum down in that game. He scored 40 points and added on 17 rebounds for good measure. If that's not enough to impress you, then how about if we tell you that his team only scored 76 total points that night? He literally scored over half the team's points in a blowout victory. Number 11. How many people can say that they hit a game-winning shot and then got a game-winning stop right after? Not many players come to mind, but Tatum is one of them. In a tie ball game against the Detroit Pistons, Tatum gets free and sinks a mid-range jumper with just a couple seconds remaining in regulation. However, the Pistons did have one last shot on a final second heave, and this is what happened after the ball was inbounded.
2 seconds left, inbound goes to Grant, he gives it to Griffin, he gets blocked.
Tatum knew exactly how to position himself and didn't get greedy by not paying attention. He completely took away that final shot attempt and sealed the game for his team. Number 10. Tatum entered the league with a lot of talent already, and the big leagues did not seem to worry him in the slightest, at least not that his play showed. In his NBA debut with Boston, Tatum went out there and recorded a double-double. He had 14 points and 10 rebounds, showing the world that he can do it all and was not afraid of the big stage. While it wasn't a super wild performance, it did shock a lot of people who were doubting that his abilities would translate to the NBA. Number 9. This next one is a ridiculous putback dunk. And what's even more shocking about this play in particular is that you can't even see Tatum on the screen for the majority of it. Yet he still finds a way to fly into frame, dunk it over somebody, and then walk away like it was nothing. Look at this.
Right side of your screen, look at that, over the top, and they try to put a body on him. 2 of them still got there.
Poor Tim Hardaway, man, he did not deserve that. Number 8. Tatum must not like the 76ers much because this next play also comes against them. Coming around a screen, Jayson's met by Joel Embiid as he drives towards the paint. Tatum understands that Embiid is going to cut him off, so he hits him with a beautiful spin move before launching towards the rim and devastating Ben Simmons when he tries to contest it. Take a look for yourselves.
Kept it alive. Back at you.
It's definitely not every day that you see 2 superstar players get embarrassed in just a matter of seconds. Hey, before we move on to the next moment, make sure you scroll down the screen a little bit and smash that subscribe button. That way you won't miss out on any of our future content. Anyways, let's get right back to the video. It's number 7. We'll jump back into a big-time game performance. This one was pretty crazy. In 2021, the Celtics took on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Boston superstar did not let up, scoring 53 points along with 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block. His efficiency was absolutely nuts, too. He hit 16 of the 25 field goals he attempted throughout the night and knocked down all but one of his 16 free throws. The 50-point double-double for Tatum helped Boston win in overtime after they'd fallen behind by double digits at one point in that game. Number 6. When the game's on the line, you want a player who's going to step out there and win it for your team, and Tatum is exactly that dude. During this tightly contested match between the Celtics and the Knicks, Tatum went out there and ended it. There were only a couple seconds left on the clock, but when the ball got to his hands on the inbounds pass, some people just knew it was already over. Here, check it out. You gotta admit, that was a nasty move to shake the young RJ Barrett on this play. Number 5. And speaking of the game being on the line, this next performance came when a lot was at stake. The Celtics were in the play-in tournament against the Washington Wizards here, and Tatum did not want to get eliminated easily. He poured on 50 points against Washington, shooting just under 50% from the field, including 5 3-pointers and a plus-minus of 25 to push Boston into the playoffs. It was also his third 50-point game in the past 2 months. Number 4. This next game comes literally just a few days after that last one. The Celtics were playing the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs, and Jayson dropped 50 points yet again in this matchup. But what was more impressive about this game was that he did it against superstars Kevin Durant and James Harden. They were a duo who posted 80 points themselves that night. Tatum also had 6 rebounds and 7 assists to help Boston pick up their only win of that series. Number 3. There are times when the ball just bounces your way. Jayson Tatum and the Celtics needed every bounce they could get against the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA bubble. Milwaukee was up by a point with a couple seconds left, and Tatum was sizing up Giannis Antetokounmpo for the final shot of the night, a 3-pointer that could have given them the win. And this was how that shot turned out. What a beautiful way to cap off a fantastic game, and a shot that hung up in the air so long that it really took the breath out of everybody's mouths. Number 2. This has got to be one of the best basketball games Tatum has ever played. Against the San Antonio Spurs, he went out and posted 60 points in a 143-140 overtime win. He only missed 2 out of his 7 3-pointers and 2 out of his 17 free throws. It was the first and only time he's hit the 60-point mark in a game, and that career high should not go unnoticed. Number 1. A lot of you might know what the most shocking moment of Jayson Tatum's career is to date, and this would be the poster that he put LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers on in the NBA playoffs. In a huge series that Boston was doing so well in, Tatum wasn't scared of LeBron at all. In fact, his monster dunk over him was so nice that he flexed and bumped into the King as he was walking back down. He stared him down and was yelling in his face. Not to mention that this was literally Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Take a look at how it all went down.
Celtics with 67 points with 6:45 remaining. Tatum drives down and throws it down!
You gotta have some serious confidence to pull something like that off against a player like LeBron, and at such a young age too. It just goes to show how special this young man truly is already. Hey, that does it for this video on Jayson Tatum. Make sure you click the video that appears on your screen right now to keep watching more of our stuff.